Hello and welcome to Caspule Cast 2021's main season week 8. I am your host, Destiny. And this is my
Yeah,
co-host.
that's me, your co-host, Oasis.
And sorry for not posting for a lot. We kind of ran into some problems. So it will be a bit different. We won't be having predictions for this one, but we'll be going back to our normal self for the next capsule cast. So with that, are you ready to get going, Oasis?
Of course, first two main casts of the season
Yeah, first
are
two main
not ready.
casts. Alright, so to start off, before we do that, we have some rip stats, which is, well, of course, as you can see, two Vegetas, a Tien, and a Nam. So, yeah, we'll be moving on to match one here, unless Oasis has anything he wants to say about the rip stats.
The only thing about Rip stats I have to say is that Tien should not be on there. He does not deserve the honor of Rip stats.
He, he,
Whatever.
that's something unheard of. Don't even have the honor of rip stats. But anyway, here we have match one: Muscle versus Cinema. Prediction vote being 50-50. Honestly, decent match to start off. We have Garlic Jr. who is not coming off the FA bench since he was in the first time he came off it, but he was coming in versus Base Future Trunks. All in all, a really good match, but kind of just went more into Muscle's favor as the match went on. The lineup for Cinema kind of got a little bit screwed because of the tag game. So Gogeta, he meant to come in second after Garlic, came in last instead. But Oasis, what do you have about this matchup here?
Gotta say, it snowballed out of control really quickly. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dog versus Trunks definitely was not a favorable matchup for Cinema at the very start. I didn't think Muscle would be so dominant going as the match progressed. I thought it would just balance out with how Gogeta typically is and how, second form Frieza are typically, the anchors of the team, able to change the momentum whenever they step on the field. And that just didn't happen this time around. And I guess that maybe due to that lineup swap you were mentioning, where who was put in the last spot? Was it Turles?
It was actually Frieza in the last spot.
It was good.
It was just
There you go.
Gogeta Turles that swapped around.
Gotcha. But still, having your power player in the last spot when there's such a difficult hill to climb, unless there's someone who has the tools to do immense damage, like Majin Vegeta's Cell, or have power body. Sure, second form Frieza has the power body, but Muscle is not a team who lets people charge for no reason or without penalty. So it's not shocking to see this result. It does suck to see Garlic Jr. not do as well as he did in the past. Because we remember how what I don't know the week, but it was Cinema versus Androids. And between him and Flasha, they pulled out a nail biter. They pulled out a clinch win with just Garlic Jr.'s spam and Frieza's not Frieza, and Flasha's melee. And unfortunately, it seems like Garlic Jr. just lost his aim, I guess. What do you think?
He lost his aim. He's too old. It's too old of a demon.
Too old of a demon? I mean, I guess it's time for him to finally transform and stay transformed? Or is there any hope for this Time Terror?
There will be hope at the off season, but I think he's personally just been in the dead zone too often, too much.
That's fair. But can we talk about Muscle real quick?
Yeah.
They went from they glowed up a lot over the mid course of this season.
Mhm.
Before we're all choking Now they're gonna go 0-15. I mean, mainly it was muscle, but still, possibility was there. Now they're just, kind of dominating. They found their stride. Do you think there's a team out there that can really halt this freight train that's just chugging along?
I think the only one that could halt them at this point would be Resurrected Warriors, and even then, I have my bet on Muscle being one of the teams that could actually take them out.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's not something I expected to be saying at the beginning of the season with how they were doing. But now that they have, Trunks has always been working. 13's always kind of been there. But Bojack, now that Bojack's kind of turned on his switch, it definitely seems like all cylinders are firing. Muscle.
Yeah, definitely when the Muscle Resurrected Warrior match comes around, it'll just be two freight trains charging at each other.
The unstoppable. What was it? The unmovable object with the unstoppable force.
Anyway, shall we get moving on, since this is only the first match?
This is only the first match. It was a week and a half. I'm not gonna lie. This was jam-packed with stuff. But yeah, we can move on.
Alright, moving on to round 2 here. We have Cold Kingdom versus Rugrats, and as you can see, Rugrats were the more favored to win here, and looking at stats, they were only a little bit down, but Cold Kingdom decided, you know what, our tag game is going to be phenomenal, so we're going to just tag a whole bunch, keep King Cold stats above 50k, which is nice. Zarbon gonna do some grab spams, Cooler just gonna launch some ults, and hey, Mecha Freeze is doing Mecha Freeze things, so. But hey, don't sleep on Rugrats. They got a rally, attack +2, looking really nice. Cyberman doing third best on the team for the week. Honestly, Cyberman looking really good. Hey, Tosh wins the water map, and honestly, the only really slacker here was Cell Jr., but kind of had a road decline with like 2 bars of both King Cold and Cooler to have to go through. So
that's true. But honestly, I thought it was a great match, bringing back the legacy of Cold Kingdom in terms of how they were known for tagging and tagging very frequently. Honestly, it felt like the team had an additional character with how frequent they tagged back in the day. And this is exactly the way they did it. They would fall behind slightly, and they would make it seem like they were, struggling and needed, and possibly that the opponent was winning. But then they would just tag and tag and tag, and then keep tagging until they whittled you down with B2s. And then when they got to your last character, you're like, hey, I was in the lead a few moments ago. What happened? Now there's 2 characters on Cold ready with supernovas, And that's exactly what just happened here. It's just kind of unfortunate they weren't able to kill off Cooler in time or Cold. If they killed either one of those 2, even if they left like one of the freezes alive, honestly, or if they left, Mecha Freeze alive, honestly, if they took off one of those 2, I doubt this would have been the same result that we see now. But I digress. Here's a interesting question for you. What's your thoughts on Cell Jr.'s build?
I can't pinpoint my finger on exactly what build, because I know they changed it a few times depending on whether Kid Trunks is out, Gotenks is in, or whether it's neither.
Fair. I believe at this point in time he was on Key +1. Key +1 and a couple other like key boosting Pataras, essentially.
I think it can work, but I think kind of just needs to have the key Patara has been a regular on him for the season, but I just think he either needs more help in melee or just more help defensively. Even
That's
though
fair.
everyone likes to think Rugrats has a lot of defense -2s, the only one who really does is Cyberman.
Which, hasn't really been that big of an issue since they gave him defense +2 as Patara.
Yeah, like this week, 45k.
Right. It's weird to think that Cyberman. I don't know. I'll always be amazed that Cyberman does more than 30k.
Anyway.
Because it's not the Cyberman, but hey, that's what it is.
Yeah. Shall we get moving on?
Sure.
Alright. Here we have Royals versus Androids, and this one came down to the wire. I know that for a fact. And Androids just barely managed to pull out the victory versus Royals, but hey, this was a slobber knocker of a match if I've seen one. We have Metacooler. We have Metacooler starting. Actually, no, I believe it's Baby starting actually, and only doing 25,000. Not really that good of seeing Baby, but we'll see a lot more of him coming in the weeks, you know that for a fact. But Lord Metacooler doing nearly 80,000, just showing why he is the Lord of all coolers and why he is the coolest of them all. Sorry, I had to throw that pun in there. But
Bro,
looking over, yeah, I didn't have to, but I did. But looking over at Androids, what you think is, looking at stats, Cell only did 39,000, even though he was near 40k. That's not normal for Cell, my boy. Especially when it's perfect Cell.
Bro, this season has not been normal for Cell, to be perfectly honest. But, also, I was going to say that Baby Vegeta was back on his season 10 build, but it's actually incorrect. He was on defense +3, not defense +2. Which, hey, maybe was the reason why he didn't do as hot. Maybe that extra attack as one might have threw him off. Who knows? But it is kind of unfortunate that even though they put him back on something similar to what worked last season, he still didn't perform as well. I will say that I guess Metacooler works.
Because it just works.
Yeah. I don't get why though. Like, the build doesn't make much sense in the way it doesn't make much sense in how it translates into so much damage. Like, really, to be perfectly honest, the only damaging Patora he had is Master Blast. So how in the world is he doing like 80k?
Honestly, man, I have no idea. Maybe after every match that he wins, he gets to stay, and after every match that he loses, since he's destroyed, they just make a new Metacooler.
I guess so. That has to be it, because that's something he's
Yeah.
Like, I get he's an android, and I get he's tanky, but with only Master Blast, he's doing 88k? What? Hey.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But something else I wanted to say is, at Androids, you have someone that's nearing it. Metacooler's build, and he's also an Android, because obviously the team. We have Android 17. Why does Android 17 just work on a super build? It's an Android.
Because okay, I will admit, definitely not Super 17.
Regular 17.
Android, yeah, regular 17 makes sense, at least, because this man just kind of does it all. He's able to punch you in the face, get key from that. He's able to just, fly around, get key from that, and then just throw wild energy balls at you. And it's really like, what can you really do against them? And then on top of that,
be a power body character.
Be a power. You know what? You're right. Or be an android yourself. That's like, those are really the only two options. Even then, I feel like Android 17 has a really good matchup against androids that aren't Aurelie.
And even against Aurelie, he does that even.
True. Well, actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he do well against Aurelie this season?
Well, they haven't fought directly yet, since it was in preseason and that's the final 4 weeks. But in preseason, he did really well versus Aurelie, and he caught her out of a ping with a grab.
You see, this is the year of Android 17. I feel like he probably is the best quote unquote spammer. And well, actually I'm wrong. It's actually Vegeta. Vegeta definitely is the best spammer in the league. But it wouldn't be hard. I wouldn't be hard pressed to say that Android 17 makes the cut, just because of how well he can combo with his melee. And luckily, I mean, it's good for Androids that he's there, because like we already mentioned, Cell has not been performing as of late. He's definitely not he has not been as active in a threat as he usually is. And I wonder why that is, because nothing's changed. Nothing has really altered itself in the league outside of people changing their builds. But I don't think that should have caused Cell to fall from grace this much. What are your thoughts?
I just think everyone got better. Everyone trained. Everyone knows what Cell does. They know the calculations.
They know the calculations. I mean, that's fair. That's fair, honestly. I don't know.
To be fair, the two opponents, like everyone fought in testing, were Cell and Ultimate Gohan, so you can't blame me for saying that.
That is true. You know what? That's a fair point. If everyone tests against, that's the thing, right? Everyone tests against Cell, regardless of the season, because he's just that consistent. And regardless of that, he's always been on top of his game, except this season. So I wonder if that will either change going forward. Maybe it's just been a rough schedule for Android. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
He's tired of carrying the slack of Super 17, 16, and 19 on his wings back there.
Oh, he's just taking a break this season? You know what? It's fair.
Or he's saving his strength for the playoffs. Or he's trying to get himself... Or, one more thing, he's trying to make his team pick him on a different form. He's tired of being perfect.
Yeah, what form should he go into? Super perfect?
Super perfect to semi-perfect. Though there are complications with both.
Oh, what's the complication with super perfect?
He doesn't have as good B2s.
Bro, I thought man.
He's a lot better in melee, and with semi-perfect, the team loses EL.
Okay, that's a pretty big detriment. I don't think it's worth to lose EL for semi-perfect. Especially if you're going to pick form.
But here's the thing. They run the EL on Cell. So they just get healing for healing.
I guess, but that's if he gets the throw off for one, and then B, once again, if he transforms, then he doesn't get any healing, which kind of ruins the point.
Yeah, they might just put him on a Broly's ring like they do most of the time.
I don't know. I want to look at Cell's second form Cell's face. Like that thing's disgusting.
Also, he doesn't just heal off of his grab; he heals off of his rush B2 as well.
That is true.
But knowing how rushes act nowadays, that's probably not the best.
Hey, don't sleep on rushes. If Super Saiyan Goku, Nick Goku has taught me anything, a rush will connect. If you say it.
As we'll get to later.
As we'll get to later.
Speaking of later, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's go on ahead.
Alright, here we have GT versus Kaiju, the first divisional of the week. And man, this was actually really close for what happened. I think we had Raditz to start, and honestly, Raditz actually just still nearly doing 40k, even though kind of was out of his favor for most of it. It was really nice. We have Master Roshi coming in, just taking what was needed. Honestly, not really letting Han do much. Against Pan, it was the battle of the afternoon strikes. Can you believe that, Oasis?
Honestly, no. I've never thought we'd see that again.
Yeah. And then we had the craziest thing with Sin Shenron versus Bardock. Sin charged the max power mode, and then he went to Omega. So we could have seen a minus energy ball, but no, we only got to see a Death Storm like B2.
Hey man, Omega's a tease. What can we say?
Hey, last season we didn't get Omega. At least be glad we got him this season.
Bro, I'm just gonna say it now. I think Omega's overrated. But whatever.
Nah, and you know who's overrated? Super Saiyan 4 Goku's overrated. That's why GT Goku never transforms.
Bro, he transforms. He just doesn't. He doesn't get the time. He doesn't have enough time on the field to transform to Super Saiyan 4. Which, once again, hopefully that changes next season. I digress. I will say though, yo, I feel like Pan should have done more here. Even though her rush wasn't countered by apes, I feel like she should have done more, considering her build was just Kamehameha, the .ex.
She never got the fought in 8. She only fought Roshi.
Okay. Then there's no excuse. Man, what?
Roshi is after him to strike better.
Telling me an old man beating a little girl? What kind of world do we live in?
A cynical one.
I agree.
Hey.
I will admit. Oh, go ahead.
Pan wasn't respecting her elders.
Pan was respect. Bro, why would she respect her elders when she can after him strike? That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I will admit the ending to this match was spectacular, with Vegeta just swinging everything back in his favor, transforming and just firing his Oh my goodness! I couldn't ask for a better ending.
The best part was he flew towards GT Goku's Kamehameha, dodged it, jumped back, and then showed you this is how you do a beam. Just fired his ult.
Exactly. This is how you fire a laser.
Oh yeah.
And that was also funny. As people were mentioning in chat, that was Goku's strongest form versus Vegeta's weakest.
Well, that technically not strongest since he was still base out like the entire time.
That's true, but like you can't tell me that G2 Goku, Kid GT Goku wasn't stronger than his previous iteration.
Adult GT Goku,
Like,
there you go.
Oh my, bro.
There you go.
Still, like GT Goku, Kid GT Goku is stronger than BBZ Goku. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That's true.
See, so that means that's the strongest iteration. And I lost to Vegeta. Skyler Vegeta. Take it as you will.
No.
Take it.
Here's why.
Why?
He released the power of the monkey, but it wasn't Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It was an actual monkey.
It wasn't a fake monkey.
It was a big monkey.
Reject humanity, return to monk.
I think that's
Bro, this is like a fun team.
I think that's all we need to say about this match.
Oh, monkey? Yes.
Yes, even though there could have only been one monkey, we got to see it this match.
Of course.
Right.
Also, before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
I do have one question for you. Do you think Pilaf should come in? And if so, who? Over who?
I don't know, man. I think he should, but it's a mix between Pan versus GT Goku.
But then who? That's the question, my guy. Who would you drop?
I don't know. Pan and GT Goku have both both have had really, really bad weeks. But when Pan gets going, Pan gets going. So I'd say GT Goku.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. 'Cause I would agree.
All
I
right.
would agree.
Moving on, we actually have your match here: Earth Defenders versus Namek. And honestly, this was a two-man win. Didn't even need Tien. Didn't even need mid Vegeta. We only needed mid Goku and Krillin.
Bro, it was really a one-man win. Krillin didn't do anything like that.
Krillin did 30k. He softened up Tambourine.
He softened up Tambourine, bro. He didn't do anything. The only person who was on that field of any significance was mid Goku. And the viewers at home can see why. Look at his damage. Ah,
Most likely highest elite in the league right now. But hey, you know why mid Goku was mad and went elite? It's because this is
why
what
is
should
that?
have happened in Dragon Ball after Tam killed Krillin.
Bruh. Excuse me. It's not my fault Krillin was weak. That's true. It's not my fault Krillin got killed by Tambourine again.
uh, yeah, as you can see there,
Nah,
Pan
but
looks
this
happy
was.
about it.
Oh, please. Honestly, this was kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. Because the plan was to have Nail bite the dust to make Goku, soften, pull a Krillin and soften them up a bit, and then let Piccolo just sweep. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
All part of that did happen. Nail did die to mid Goku, just that what he didn't soften him up.
Oh, I
So
mean, he did 5. That's pretty soft.
that's like a soft punch.
Soft punch. That's like one full combo.
As
Easy.
hey, we did get to see the new Wolfa ult. That's always fun to see, even though it's not that great.
Don't lie to me. If I see Nuovo, that just makes me cry, dude. That's not fun.
Hey, we also saw a late Piccolo ult, but he got hit out of it by mid Goku.
Bro, that also makes you cry. Bro, why are you trying? Are you trying to make me depressed? Destiny? Is that what this cast is about?
No.
Depression? Oh no.
No, we only bring lighthearted spirits here. It's not about being sad. We try to lift the sadness.
Yo, then how come Goku gets to be angry all the time? Explain that.
Because he killed Krillin.
Okay, you know what? Fair point. But that's Krillin's fault, okay? More importantly, let's talk about Tien and how he doesn't deserve Rip Stat.
Yeah, again,
He doesn't deserve. He tagged out.
Here's what he deserves. He deserves rip stats because he ripped his own stats while ripping Vegeta's stats.
No, he gets a selfish Rip Stats. That's what he gets. Selfish tag. Honestly, he had no reason to tag.
Selfish rip.
Yes, that is a selfish rip. Honestly, Tien should be in the what's it? Not in the Hall of Fame, whatever the opposite of that is.
The Hall of Lame.
Because, yeah, thank you, the Hall of Lame, bro. Who tagged when late Piccolo only had like a bar and a half left?
I don't know who tags when they only have a hit left.
Apparently Tien, because he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't handle the pressure.
But
Serious.
I do have a question.
Yo.
What has happened to Nail? Like, he used to be like, other than like N Piccolo or late Piccolo, as what he's named. Well, he used to be like your Mr. Consistent.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. I've been experimenting the hell out of him. I've been labbing out a bunch of different builds on him for no reason. That's why he looks terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. He was on Defense Plus 3, Eternal Life, Fighting Spirit all of last season, and that's why he was consistent with Eternal Life, to be perfectly frank. And since he hasn't been on it, because early Piccolo, Late Piccolo has it. I've had to, you know, test out a couple things on it. And let's just say none of them have worked thus far. I think I've said this every single week thus far. I think I finally have the answer to making Nail good again. And that's to put him on attack +2 and put Late Piccolo on attack +1. Thoughts? The plan is, if you can't beat him, join him. So I'm gonna be stealing early early Goku's build. That's the strat.
All right. Do you think everything's been said here?
Yo, not everything's been said. I'm going back to Tien. I'm going back to Tien. To be perfectly honest, why is he on key +2? What happened to him? When did they?
I think it did well versus Rugrats.
Bro.
And then you just kind of been on that since. I don't know.
You don't know. Destiny, I need you to tell me why Tien is not just a tanky tank, I guess, and why he's just throwing out these B2s left and right. Being annoying.
Because he likes throwing around Dodon Rays and trying to get everyone to be in math class. I don't know.
Hey, doesn't he know his root the point? And even ruder to bring up geometry? Come on now.
Yeah, but honestly, he doesn't know how rude it is to do the Neo geometry.
Neo geometry? Yeah, at least that one actually hurts him. Hurts him more than it hurts us. To be perfectly honest.
It doesn't kill him, it just hurts him.
I mean, it almost killed him. Almost killed him. If he doesn't know. Also, I'm trying to figure out why people thought we'd win this match.
To be honest, I also thought you'd win this match because this is the week right after Late Piccolo did his Elite.
Bro, that was a fluke and everyone knows it. Whatever.
It's obviously because he didn't do 3 Hellstone grenades.
That is true. That is true.
He only got to do 1.
That match versus Sentai, that was true. He only did 1. He only did 1. He's supposed to do 0. Destiny, you're not supposed to do any at all.
See, he's not supposed to charge up at all, only enough for Cherry Bullet.
Yes, exactly. Now you're getting it. Especially, well, okay. That's enough out of me. I could talk, as you know, as y'all already know, I could talk forever about how my team does things. Or whatever.
How late Piccolo is in the All-Stars.
Bro, Late Piccolo is going to get destroyed in the All-Stars. I guarantee it. Whatever.
I mean, you never know. We haven't seen who the results are.
I know, I mean, first of all, that's even if he gets in. Who's going to vote for Late Piccolo? Nobody likes Piccolo.
I like Piccolo. Okay. I voted for him.
Yo, don't try to flatter me. No one voted. I even voted for Piccolo. I voted for N Vegeta. And a couple others.
Well, I know I voted for another Namekian and I voted for Slug, so.
Bro, why is Slug in All-Star?
Because Slug is the Darkness I-Beam man of the season. There's only 3 that can do that, and that's Garlic, Cooler, and Slug. And Slug decided, you know, I'm gonna kick Garlic out of being Darkness I-Beam man and be Darkness I-Beam man.
Bro, how is he doing it better than Cooler and Garlic?
Because Cooler aims his down, and Garlic is too small.
Oh, so apparently Slug is just right.
Yeah, and Slug can go giant and still have it.
That is true. Giant Slug is kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie. Giant Slug with Key +1 Fighting Spirit? That's scary.
He doesn't even have Key +1. He has Key +2. Super -1, and he still does over 10 KD2s. In Giant.
Yeah. Oh, does he have Key +2?
Yeah, he has Key +2.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. sense, dude.
Why he's charging
Because
super fast?
yes, because his charge rate's abysmal.
But anyway, since we're talking about other people now, shall we just move on?
Sure, why not? Let's go back to talking about things. I'm joking.
Well, I know you can go on all day about your match, but here we have Bujins versus Sentai Squad. And honestly, I think there's only two things that need to be brought up. Jace, welcome to the out of 20k squad. We can now say Jace is back to his roots. He is a good character now. But
That's funny, that's real funny.
there's a more pressing matter in the room.
Which
And
is?
Kid Buu, Planet Burst. What else do I need to say?
You know what? You got yourself a point. Why is Kid Buu good again? Staff, odds.
Because they took away the power body Patara.
Ah, that's true. Fair enough. Now we need to get staff on this. The Boojins are getting too strong again. Kid Buu's actually doing what he's supposed to do. That's not right.
No,
it's not allowed.
No. Wait, no. It's because a pool is doing 50k. Majin Pool is doing 50k, man.
Excuse me. What?
Majin
Would
Pool.
you like to? Yeah, I'll give you a moment to correct yourself. You meant 20k, right?
No, you can see right there. It's 50k.
Bro. Oh, so you're telling me a pool can do 50k? For Cyberman? Now a pool?
No, not just a pool. Guess what else? Spopovich. He has been known to do 60k. The Spopovich God.
Bro, I thought we nerfed Bujin. What the? I thought Bujin was supposed to be terrible this season. What's going on?
No, we took away Majub, and then Majin Buu lost his brain, and now Spopovich and a pool are carrying the team.
A sentence I never thought anyone would ever say. Spopovich and a pool are carrying a team. What reality are we, dude?
Hey, it's three words you never thought you'd be hearing in one sentence.
No,
What is happening?
You're right. Yo, the fact that they did better than Evil Boo. A pool did better than Evil Boo. The Masher himself. What kind of world are we living in, Destiny? Are we in the right timeline? Is this a simulated? Is this a simulation?
We're in the timeline where future Gohan is alive.
You know what? You know what? That's true. I'll take it. I'll take it.
But all jokes aside, this match, honestly, I felt bad for Sentai. They had the workings for a win, and Kid Buu decided to come in and just ult 3 times.
Yeah.
All in the back, by the way. All in the back.
All in the back. Sounds about right. Like I said, this is what Kid Buu used to do. This is what Kid Buu was supposed to be doing this entire time. It's literally up until now. For some reason, he didn't do it for like the past 2 seasons. But now he's just decided, kick off all the rust and just start shocking them. Just start throwing them, dude. Like there's nobody's business.
Kid Buu has learned how good of a baseball pitcher he is. He's just learning his pitch.
He learned from Yamcha. Of course he did. Of course he learned how good at baseball he is.
Yeah. If you're not good at throwing, just throw a giant ball.
Wait a minute. If you're the pitcher and you're throwing a giant ball, wouldn't that defeat the purpose? Don't you not want the batter to hit it?
The ball's too big for the batter to hit. Away, at least. It will hit him.
You know what? It's pretty big brain. Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, see,
That's true.
Kid Buu is just smart that way. He eats a lot of knowledge to
So,
he eats a lot of baseball knowledge to know what not to do and what to do, which is obviously he has to cheat at baseball to win.
you're right. You can't hit a baseball if you're dead.
Or you can't hit a baseball if the entire planet explodes.
That is also true. I can imagine it, honestly. Intergalactic baseball with booze.
Uh,
Bro,
the two best people are Gohan Buu and the Kid Buu. It'd be extremely weird.
I mean, imagine pitching against that. Like, they can't not hit the ball with how stretchy their arms are, right?
No, you need Vegito, and he needs to be in candy form.
There you go. That's a play. You can't hit the ball and it always moves.
Yeah.
Although I feel like if anyone can hit the ball, it would be Kid Buu. Even if it was moving.
He wouldn't hit the ball, he'd be the ball.
He'd be.
Yeah, pinball.
Alright. Because then. So you say, okay. Then in that case, it'd just be Derp versus Booze in outer space playing baseball.
But anyway.
That's my question.
Hercule would pitch because he'd obviously be on Boo's side because he has Mr. Buu as his ult. And he'd pitch Kid Buu.
And he would pitch Kid Buu.
At Vegito.
At Vegito. Hey, concept artists, we need this drawn immediately.
I pay.
J-Man, please get on this. Enough episode.
Enough of talking. We can go all day about how Kid Buu would be an excellent pitcher or be a ball. So, shall we move on?
I almost don't want to, sure.
Well, speaking of derp, moving on to match, what is it? 7 here, I believe. We have Budokai versus Derp, and as you can see, someone was very close to Elite.
I wonder who.
And Android 18, 6K away from Elite. But some stuff that was really on my mind here was the Android barrier spam from Android 18. What do you think of it?
Bro, I thought it was unexpected. That was not the B one I was expecting it to be spamming. But hey, it gets results apparently.
And the second thing was Hercule did his champion style and then did a dynamic mess him up punch.
Hey, that man really needs to go all out versus Budokai. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Because Android barrier.
It actually was extremely close. It was within a bar.
Yeah, which is this probably is our match of the week because of how close it was. But I can imagine how Team Derp is feeling because of how close it was, especially since it really came down to the Android barrier at the very end.
It was not Android 18 at the very end. It was not.
Fair enough. But still, honestly, not really is an Android. Let's be frank.
I know one thing that did involve Android 18 that was really frustrating for Derp is Android 18 Android barriered Dodoria's ultimate. And it would have killed her.
The ultimate sting, my guy. When you just miss, I mean, I know how that feels. When you just miss killing off the most threatening thing on the team, and then they just continue to wipe out the rest of the orders, doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does not.
Especially since I'm not gonna lie, like Derp really did plan this out everything they had was going to plan, or to be more specific, the way that they put their lineup versus Budokai would have made me think Derp would win this by a mile, personally. Because what was it? You had Vegito starting, Dodoria second. Dodoria second is so crucial because he's so tanky that he can take any damage that gets tossed by if Vegito doesn't win. And then even if he does win or doesn't win, doesn't really matter. His ult should just destroy anyone who comes out and then continues on. And then the rest of the lineup, Hercule, Super and Kai, like that lineup right there should have been by itself a W for Derp. So it's interesting to see Budokai just kind of clutch this out, mainly because of 19. Not 19, 18. Yes, 18. But all in all, just it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yep. This is why I'm here, just to help.
Sure.
But anyway, shall we get moving on?
Before we move on, who's FA benched on Budokai?
Cyborg Tao.
Hey, for some odd reason, I thought General Tao was fucking benched. And I literally just watched this match.
Nope.
Bro. Forgive me, it seems I'm going senile. It is what it is. Oh, Ness, now we can go on to the next match. Thank you.
And moving on to now we have match 7. Sorry, I'm losing track. I'm also going senile. Well, honestly, this was a lot closer of a match than people might think, because Rez took the win, but honestly, some really good stuff. It's Majub still doing his 40k. Ader and Adult Gohan both doing around 80k, so both really being even though under different circumstances. But I think the major point here is Kid and Future Gohan only really doing 10 to 20k in damage, compared to early Goku and Vegeta only really doing combined 50k. But this was only because Vegeta had to clean up, versus Teen Gohan, who's the very last character.
That's true. I will say, I'm so glad that Ultimate Gohan's on Tap List too. Thank the Lord. Because I was really, really confused as to why he was on Key Plus 2. Sure, I get it. Well, I kind of understood they wanted to use his B2s alongside his melee. But that really just was not it. Because his melee... Well, go ahead.
They just put him on an Attack Plus 1, and now he's back to his old self.
Thank you. Like, honestly, I don't even care about the result. Not gonna lie. Because of how dominant RW has been. Who didn't see this coming? I'm just glad Ultimate Gohan is back to what he originally was, which is Attack Plus 2. And hopefully he just kind of carries hybrids through the rest of the main season, doing what he did last season, just obliterating the starting position, doing 60k every single week. But yeah, no, it was disappointing to see Future Gohan, especially, not perform to his, I guess, last season standards. Before, this man was a menace who would, ult spam, who could literally do everything except for taxes, just because he could. But now he seems to be a shadow of his former self, barely being able to spam, can't really melee, can't even tie his shoes.
Can't even
I
go
don't know if
Super
I
Saiyan.
can't even go Super Saiyan. Like, dude, what's the point? I wonder if Hybris will figure out something to get Future going back to his original self. Maybe switching back to Frieza AI is the strat. Maybe that's probably what they had on him most of this most of the season. But maybe not.
I will say something that did cling to my eye in this match was actually in the early Goku versus Kid Gohan portion, where early Goku solar flared Kid Gohan and then proceeded to ping pong him without Kid Gohan locking on.
Yeah, that is a disgusting feature. It's disgusting. I know. Wait, how does Team Gohan? Was it Kid or Team?
It was good.
Mine. Yeah, how does Kid not know that he can kick in the back? That's my question. Like you're being kicked in the face, kicked around the map, and yet you don't know where the guy is. Okay.
And
I guess
then
you know who the sus character on Hybrids is. Or whatever.
and then what's actually Teen Gohan, instead of going to Super Saiyan 2, he went to base form to fight Base End Vegeta.
Yeah, that was
Base form versus base form was the ultimate matchup.
except King Gohan was on his last spawn, which made no sense.
Which made End Vegeta lose his stats, but he still won.
That's true. But no, I don't know if King Gohan was just trolling there because he didn't care anymore, or if there was some logic to his madness.
It was his
I
last
know.
hurrah.
It's like, yeah, going to base form, yes. That's the point. Not
Which,
a Super Saiyan.
Which, by the way,
Big.
the only other person to do that in the season right now is Adult Gohan. He did versus Kaiju, and he ruined Jace's stats because of it.
Bro, maybe Gohan's just a terrible person, dude.
No, it's not. It's whenever they transform the base form, they always ruin someone's stats.
Bro, why they gotta do that, man?
I don't know.
Not only are you transforming into base form, being disrespectful, y'all ruin their stats too. Ah well, that's just hybrids in a nutshell. Disrespect.
But with that, shall we get moving on?
Sure.
Alright, moving on. Now we have the power rankings. As you can see, it's a little bit different since we put the week 7 power rankings on one side, and in the middle we have this week's power rankings, so you could see the difference for the teams here. With Resurrected Warriors still at the top. Top 3 have changed, or well, the top 5 have changed considerably, since we have Earth Defenders moving up, with Kaiju moving up, Bujins really moving down by 1, Namek moving from 2nd all the way to 6, and Cold Kingdom moving up to 5th. So
That's right.
I think
And muscle always up.
yeah, muscle moving up ever so slightly. I think if there should be any changes made to this, I think muscle should be placed a little bit higher, but that's just me. What about you, Oasis, since you are one of the people that do the power rankings?
Bro, I think my power rankings are just fine, perfect in every. No. I will admit there were some ties in this power rankings that could definitely change how people are oriented. And for example, Suna and Hybrid were actually tied in our metric, so honestly they could be swapped if you so chose. Same with GT and Royals. Sure, the records aren't the same, but there's still some reasons they're still tied. But they can be swapped too. Otherwise, I might want to change Rugrats over Namek, simply because they have been a lot more consistent than Namek has. Namek has definitely been floundering whenever Late Piccolo doesn't or can't perform. And the fact that they're basing everything around one guy versus, I want to say, two or three on Rugrats definitely makes me think they should at least be moved up to sixth, if not fifth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll see how things shake up next week.
Yep. Honestly, now that you've mentioned it, do kind of agree with you. I still think Muscle should be moved up to maybe top 5 instead of Cold Kingdom, but that's just me. They haven't done their divisional yet, so we won't know till their divisional comes. And if I'm gonna be honest, I was didn't seem like Dirt move all really much from last week.
No, not really, to be perfectly frank. Like, they really are just the middle of the road. 4-4. Kind of wins, kind of loses. Don't really change.
You know,
Everything.
it is a lot better than last season when they were at the bottom with Sentai Squad.
True, when they didn't have a single win. I'm
I
so
hope
glad to see them doing better.
I hope Sentai Squad in this next week moves up at least a couple spaces, show that they are improving a lot more, because honestly a lot of their matches are within a bar difference, and it's really sucks to see.
I don't know, Chief. We're about to see it in. No, not the prediction. I think they're gonna have a hard time next week, personally, but that's just me.
Alright, with that, shall we get moving on to the final slide, or do you got everything else?
One more thing to say, and that's how I even though I made this, well, I made this with Steve, so Steve and I made whatever. It's always weird to me to put Royals so far down in this tier list. Like, they were one of the biggest names at the start of the season because of, baby Majin Vegeta.
Baby,
Man,
the baby loan, the meta cooler trade, while still having Majin, Deborah, and Slug.
exactly, like the babies and all that good stuff. The potential this team has should have put them up a lot. But like, I feel like their record should literally be reversed. I feel like they should be 6-2, not what they are now. Maybe
Instead of being 15th, they should be 2nd.
Yeah, honestly, I believe that they obviously have the potential. I also know what's holding them. That was limiting them. But that's not for me to figure out.
I think what's limiting them is Baby is still unknown ground to them. So.
You see, that's a fair point. I guess maybe there was a method to Zal's madness when he traded Baby to Royals.
I mean, from looking at it, he is right next to Royals, so.
True, but he has one more win.
Yep. So
as good as that.
We'll be moving on to the tier list. Ignore the predictions at the top, or unless you want to make your own predictions for what's going to happen at week 9. So, to be honest, the tier list here, I think they're accurate. At least the left one is for the week. The right one is for the past 5 weeks, so it's from week 4 to week 8. Even though that sounds like 4 weeks, they count since you're counting week 4 and then the 4 weeks. So, yeah, on the, and this is this is really just something to see, because you have the one guy that went Elite versus Namek at number 1 on the left, and Namek's number one in the league on the right. So what do you think about these tier lists here?
I definitely think the tier list is accurate. It has to be accurate, at least on the left, due to the damage being the main calculation here. I will say that it's kind of funny that almost my entire team is in the yellow on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Except for poor Nail.
Poor Nail is all the way in the light blue. There is one thing about this tier list that is different from the stats. These don't count overkill.
That is true, which is why Kid Buu is still it should really be higher. If they count overkill, he really should be higher.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it looks fantastic to me. Looks very, very accurate. Why is a pool doing more than 30K? Bro,
a pool is better than Android 19, Captain Ginyu, Nail, Majin Buu, and Cybertop. Wait, did you guys have Goldo in for a week?
No.
Then I have no idea why he's in the 10 to 20K range. He should still be in the bench range.
Exactly. These questions, these are fantastic questions. They just don't have an answer. Here's another question. How is the pool doing better than Bardock?
Because a pool is actually just the true Frieza Force person in disguise. It's not Frieza that rules the Empire, it's a pool. He just lets Frieza rule it because he wishes it.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Also, you know what's a sad thing to see?
What's that?
Spopovich is above Videl.
Oh no. I think you know what that means.
Videl, watch out, it's going to be scary.
Watch out, it's coming for Yeah, that makes adult Gohan better, by all means. Do it, Spopovich.
Yeah, actually, there is one more thing that I noticed that is really funny.
What's that?
The three Saiyan fusions are together in the same tier.
Are they really?
Yeah, Gogeta, Vegito, and Gotenks are all in the same tier on the right.
Huh. I guess they're just perfectly balanced. What can we say?
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. As quoted by our Lord and Savior Thanos.
And I think that's a great way to end off this cast.
Yep. So with that, we have Discord, Twitter, and link to the website in the description. Just check it out. We don't bite. There you can see all the rules, the schedules, the builds and whatnot. And with that, this is our first 2-man capsule cast. I was your host, Destiny.
And I am your co-host, wrong show, Oasis.
Yeah, sadly we don't get sponsored here. But we'll see you next time.